So. Alright, okay then. Me being on time is still not much changed. In that sense. Right. Let us briefly calibrate. Right, but I can't turn off yet because I haven't pulled up my overlay even. So that has to be first then. Oh, that's a bit close to my face. Everything has decided to update in the meantime. Over the last few days, so that's interesting to know. Why is everything so close to my face right now? That's interesting. I guess this should do it now. I just need to... Let's turn it off correctly. I just need to now... Hopefully this... the thing is, I turned on my the phone that is my pedal cam, and it decided that... I turned it on because I also used it to switch on my base station. Switched on the first base station, right? Wanted to refresh again because it hadn't listed the other one. It's a regular thing, happens from time. Happens from time to time, and it just suddenly black screened. Then I restarted it, and all of a sudden it was like 0%, and I'm like, were you on or something? I don't. I mean, maybe I forgot it on Sunday, and it drained the battery over the last few days down to 0. It had enough battery to start, turn the base station on, and then died. Because I hadn't checked the battery, but it also didn't tell me that it was low on battery, so... Oh yeah, it's up to 7, so this is fine. The thing is, it actually kept being... It didn't care that I, like... closed down the app. So... Go figure, you could see briefly me picking up the phone, moving it around. Oh, wait, wrong app. So, that. Shove this back in there. We're back in business. At least in the pedal cam again. So, because we do not trust YouTube here anymore. After too many problems on that front. Yep, seems like that is working as well. Audio check. My microphone should be working. My mouth movements work. Everything works for once. Now we haven't even launched the game though, so who knows? It can get a lot worse. Right, okay. I mean, I could also, like, perhaps talk about a bit about how I'm doing. I think fine, I'm still alive. I haven't started editing or anything, so I was very busy for the last few days. Otherwise yeah, it's busy for the last few days. I'm feeling now at this point like most of the way recovered from this. It actually fixed my sleep schedule during this 24-hour race. I've had ironically issues going where I like went to bed at like 4, 5, 6 a.m, which is just terrible. Don't do that. But I just couldn't escape that sleep cycle. And I seem to have finally escaped it. Like, it just fixed it, despite me kind of doing things that probably should trigger it, which is to sleep in the afternoon. Although I have now the problem that I'm sleeping in the afternoon, kind of. Which is sort of also suboptimal, but, you know... But I also now have the cheats to prevent me getting falling asleep when I get sleepy, so that's That's really useful. That is like one of the most useful things I got after 24 hours. Just figuring out casually a cheat for your body. It's like to prevent falling asleep, because it's just sometimes your body just wants to sleep when it is really the worst idea. Although I'm not too sure that will really help when I have to drive a car in real life. I mean, you could turn climate control all the way down. Opening up the window though, sort of only partially do. Oh, we have a night race here. That's cool. Didn't know. Didn't actually look up the times in which we run, but yeah, the qualifying is gonna be in the afternoon here at 3 p.m. But free practice right now is 8 p.m. and the race is 10 p.m. And let's just face it, 10 p.m. is quite it's quite nice to have a night race. Although I don't think I've ever actually driven this track at night yet in ACC. I don't think I have. So yeah, go figure. I mean, it's it's definitely better than having to drive Daytona again. But I think that track has sort of done brain damage to me. It's like it has left a mental image in. Like, I close my eyes and I see the Deanfield section at Daytona. Although when I look at footage, it's like, oh, the dimensions are completely wrong from what I have circling in my head in my nightmares. I think I will be fine. I will be driving at Daytona probably at some point again. I don't think I hate the circuit actually from that. It's just the last hour definitely is a complete and utter blur. It's like, yeah, I should be remembering more, but it's just like it's complete haze. So that's fun. Right. It's relatively cold on this server, so let's close up the brake ducts. But not too much there. We're gonna cook the brakes. 1.3 probably is a good idea on the tires. Per tire. Because I think this setup was at some point made for warmer conditions. It has some toe on the rear, which is good. Those are all good signs. 3 wheel rings looks good to me. Oh, I wanted to fix my audio already. We're soon gonna have to jump on the Discord and everything, so that's gonna be something. Oh yeah, right, let's change this. Okay, both of these are done. Right. Yeah, it also tells me I need to switch headlights on, which is fine. It's not like it's that bright. I mean, I wouldn't say it's dark particularly, although it's quite cloudy, so it's like it's darkening the sky quite a bit. What was it again? Like, yeah, if it's a cloudy night in ACC, it gets very dark. But if you have a cloud-free sky at night, it's not that dark in ACC. Not that dark at all, but because they're like, oh, it's dark in ACC. I'm like, no, it isn't that dark. It's like very bright in ACC at night. It's like, yeah, if you have cloud coverage, it gets like decently dark, but not that dark either. It's not as dark as Alpha Factor 2 for sure. Oof. The front end is easily sensitive, oh god. Need to get the tire temps up, that's... God, I missed you, Maserati. Probably still used to the Porsche, which didn't have any issues if you A had TC and B had no issues if you just walked on the throttle, because it's a Porsche. It will just straighten out as soon as you have throttle in there, because all the weight in the rear, it just has grip. Except when you didn't have grip. I think somebody took my braking mark out already. Ooh! I didn't ask for how much wheel spin. I mean, I'm pretty sure this setup has a lot of wheel spin. This track is just so suboptimal for my car. Hello. Rear-end bites already. I mean, the rear tires are nearly up to pressure at this rate. And also have a decent amount of temperature in them. Front tires nowhere near there yet. Probably plan a bit more practice. It's probably one of my lesser driven circuits in the entire game. And it's also notoriously difficult with track limits. Track limits on that corner is quite something. But yeah, this setup has a lot of issues with wheel spin in this circuit. Somebody's closing in on me. Yeah, it's Poe at least. Fastest guy on track. Like, I'm not. I have a feeling I'm at least 5 seconds off the pace right now. Minimum. Okay, we can brake where the asphalt turns color right now. Well, I have no clue where it is technically at. And let's just say spotting discoloration on the asphalt at night is not the easiest job. It's impressive if he's continuing to go fast with this car, because I've driven it around this circuit and it absolutely sucks the MUQU here. Ah, I invalidated my lap on the last 2 meters. Come on. I wanted to at least have a reference, and it's like, nah, slide 2 centimeters too far. He's like, thanks. Come on. Whoa! Why? Why? It was so good till it suddenly wanted to snap oversteer all of a sudden. It was just so absolutely on spot odd, and it was just like, nah. Sudden oversteer there. Yeah, the rear tire's actually overpressured.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
Ooh, that was too fast. I think it was still the right mark, it's just I didn't brake early enough for it. I'm driving like I'm the first human. It's just, it feels so wrong right now. It's just not wanting to plant the rear end down. Granted, we're on a fast track, not on optimum, which is a big disadvantage on the Maserati. It does not like fast tracks or green at all. It wants all the traction that it can get. Come on, could you like exit a corner without wheel spinning like crazy? It would be kinda nice, you know? Not to have wheel spin every single exit. Why did this corner not work? It's the same marker still. It's still the same marker. It just suddenly doesn't want to work. Oh, that's too fast, that's too fast. Ah! Either the front end or the rear end wants to be part. How the hell have I driven this in the past, this track? I drove it once with the Maserati, it's just... I have a feeling he's doing a slow lap right now because I'm caning actually on him. Yeah, I'm gaining on the straights and which is weird, to say the least. I mean, he's also 5th place actually. So that's kind of indicating my opinion that the MUQU is suboptimal. Although I'm sure he has something up his sleeve still. Come on, this track is just made of super slick asphalt. It just wants to constantly cause wheel spin in some creative manner. It just does not want me to bite into the road. I mean, it's not too surprising because this track for some reason has really bad asphalt. It has terrible asphalt. You just constantly have issues with grip on this. Ooh. Yeah, the pit entry here is something else as well. That's something special. Yeah, this thing is not finding any grip. Oh, come on. Let me open this menu. Thank you. So, yeah, the pace is set with a 218. And I was lapping 220 something. Was I think my fastest? I think a 220 something was one of my laps. Well, the problem was that I mean 224 was the one where I had like my spin on even. So it should be fine. Okay, we need to actually get on the Discord. Where's the Discord? There's the Discord. Come on, open it. Stop being a biatch. So, yes, I'm going to use Discord.
Alright. that is the 10-minute mark, so we will start off our regular driver briefing as per usual. Welcome back. Uh, this is round 3 at COTA at night. Have a little bit less amount of drivers tonight, but we will manage just fine either way. So, by now you should pretty much be used to my voice in these driver briefings, so hopefully we're not saying anything that comes as a surprise, but we like to do this so that everyone is reminded about the race conditions and the race format for these races. So, as mentioned, always there is no racing in qualifying session. Find your space, create your space, and please let everyone qualify in peace. If you have invalidated your lap, you can either move aside or return to garage as long as you do so safely. Um, Blue flags behavior. If you have a blue flag, please stay predictable, preferably stay on the race line. Sometimes it's better to let off on the straights. However, try to make it in the middle of the straight or towards the end so that the driver overtaking you can take the inside line. We do ask you to please not defend the inside line in this league. Apart from that, use common sense and everyone should be pretty safe. Reporting incidents. In this league, we do full incident review for the first 2 laps of every race. Lap 1 incidents carry double penalty, and those penalties will be issued on the starting grid for the next race. So in this race, we will have whatever penalties were issued at Laguna Seca will get issued on the starting grid today. If you have any other incident that you would like us to review in starting after the race, you have 24 hours after the race to post it. We use the report form that is posted on Discord, and we will include that in our stewarding process. Pit exit line, it should be pretty straightforward here. There is a solid white line. Do not cross it until that white line is finished or it becomes a dotted line. Then you are free to cross the line. However, be very careful. It kind of releases you almost at the breaking point of the corner here, so be careful with incoming traffic. And drivers that are passing the start finish line, be careful. Have your spotter on so that you are aware if there are drivers exiting the pit lane. We do not want anyone colliding going into the apex or any such thing. So be aware both when exiting and when passing the start finish line if there's another driver exiting the pits. If you have if you got an off track, it is your responsibility to rejoin safely. Please do not rejoin on the race line if it can be avoided. Do not rejoin on apexes, especially important. If you must wait for the whole grid to pass before you rejoin safely because of whatever situation you have, then you must wait. So such is life, sometimes unfair, but it is what it is. Do your utmost to perform a safe rejoin if you have been off the track. You have no right to keep your position, fight for position, or regain your position if you have been off track. And of course, it doesn't really matter if you have contact or not. It is your responsibility to perform a safe rejoin. Voice chat, you are very welcome to stay on voice chat during the race. If you do stay, please no disrespectful behavior, no discussing incidents. And text chat is closed during quali and race. If you have anything you want to say, use Discord for that. After the race, please do not hit other cars. Either perform a coolant lamp and return to pits, or proceed safely and return to garage. It's going to be a night race at COTA. So please make sure that your car has endurance lights, very important in the dark. And apart from that, you are free to release. If you do not wish to stay on voice, you are very welcome to leave the voice if you want to have another voice, but driver brief is not concluded. So good luck, have fun, and we'll see you on track.
Right, okay. Yeah, the race will be legendary. I mean, not as legendary as during a 20 miles, so there's not much gonna top that, but let's see how well this goes. Oh, I disengaged from pit limiter. Not smart. I accidentally disengaged the pit limiter instead of engaging it. Because it was already engaged as I had driven into the pits. prior to this to practice a pin entry. Legendary. I mean, with how much wheel spin I'm gonna have, that is gonna be legendary. I mean, we at least have a tire stop in the middle. That means I'm getting a fresh set in the middle. Otherwise, my tires would be very second-hand by the end. But I know you can make actually an hour on the tires on this track, even in quite warm conditions, which this sleek doesn't run them in. We're in relatively cold conditions here. And also we have only 45-minute race with a mandatory pit stop in the middle, so again, the bigger concern is actually getting the tires up to temperature, although that worked earlier, so I don't know. Probably will be fine. At this marker here. That's coming sad. Don't they actually have that? I know definitely of series and like in the past that races have had feed cam. That this had been recorded back to like even the Group B era. That on occasion this is recorded. But it's not a mainstay, obviously. And to be honest, outside of a road course where, yeah, NASCAR feed cam would actually be very interesting, on a super speedway, NASCAR would not gain anything at all in feed cam. Even on the obviously the super speedway like Daytona because it's fully flat out, but like even the 1.5 milers where you for the most part just lift into the corners. There's not much really you do with pedal work, you just lift. Even though the pedal work is very important to keeping the tires alive on those cars over the stint, because they just wear out so much. Oh, come on. Thanks. But yeah, on road course racing, or especially when driving cars with stick, it does definitely, I would say, add. Because you're actually doing interesting inputs there. It's not just flat out driving. Also because I don't wear shoes, you can see my feet and my toes wiggling. I don't know if I still do that, because it's something I do subconsciously. But I definitely know that I've done this in the past. His braking zone here is something. I've changed a few settings on the car, softened the bump on the rear, although it will still very much willing to snap into a hard oversteer here. I mean, last time I got called out for it has been a hot minute ago, so... But I would imagine I shall do it. Obviously, I'm probably doing it right now because my brain heard that I'm doing it, so will automatically decide to do it. But outside of that, I've probably been doing that. At a 21.1, that's really not good. People are doing 18.1s. I'm 3 seconds off the pace. That's just really not good. Yes, I'm struggling at times, but like, holy moly. That's not good. Oh, come on. Oh, it's so on the edge. You just have no traction on the rear axle. It just wants to constantly come around driving through there. And that wasn't validated because the track limits are super aggressive on that corner. You can't just drive the curb there. You have to stay on the track. Track limits on this track are so bad. They're really awful. But it still means like... because I validate everything I drive, it's like... qualifying is gonna be pain, I can already tell. The only hope is that I can somehow avoid the track limits. Just that corner specifically, the last corner of the S section there. Oh, we got teleported because I wasn't on a valid lap anyway. So the game was like, nah, you go back. Okay, right. We have warmer temperatures now, but track is still only on fast condition. The front tires were just not getting up to pressure, but the rears were. So that's... they had Velcro, but stick pads. Yeah, maybe. Right. I kind of should save probably my tire pressures because they were sort of in the right dimension. I now need to adjust them for qualifying. Also, this was on race here, so we're gonna have now quite a lot less fuel in the car for qualifying, and I mean, not that much less. We're only taking 25 liters out, so it's not that much, but it is something. It's more than nothing. And yeah, that's not gonna help at all because the car is usually more unstable on low fuel. So that's already not helping. Right, let's see what I can do. I mean, I expected not to go particularly fast on this track, but like I hope to at least be a bit faster than 3 seconds off the pace, right? And also be able to actually put a lap together. Which this car really tonight doesn't want to do it. But with the 3 PM overcast right now, it's so goddamn bright. Come on. You can do this. Oh, the wheel spin. It just doesn't want to stop. Maybe I need to add even more turbo back to it. It is running already a reasonable amount of tow, it's just like it's just not enough. Something that will bring you everlasting glory. Well, yeah, it can make the difference in your qualifying session to take something out of the car, even if it's not much. Although I'm not sure it's gonna make the difference tonight. I've had... Oh, how many months ago is this at this point? I don't know, too many.
Yellow flag is active.
When I raced this track last time with the Maserati, the Alpines were absolutely overpowered here. Well, I had a long and lengthy battle with a McLaren driver who I could keep up over a lap somewhat, but it was mainly just because of the S section. He had absolutely no pace for the S section, but everywhere else he was faster. But he did have a 10-second time penalty, so I just had to follow him anyway. But there was an advantage that if I was able to just slow him down slightly, my teammates would have could get the other position. Could get that position from him as well, because he was about 10, just under 10, just over 10 seconds behind. So I just slowed him down slightly by fighting him, and in the end, that cost the McLaren not just third place.
Cut detected.
Yeah, track cut protection here. Didn't just cost the McLaren third place, but also fourth place. So, two Maseratis gotten up for a few positions. I was driving over at SRXP. It just worked out there. Like that. Like somehow the tires were up at the end of a 1 hour race, just about holding on enough.
Yellow flag is active.
Considering this car eats tires alive on a good day, and this track is not a good day. It's quite something. Because yeah, this thing does not have any TC, does not have any ABS. It's a decent challenger drive. But the BOP oftentimes is very favorable for this car, to give it quite a lot of power and a decent amount of downforce. How fast was that time? 20.5. Still not good. Still not good at all. I would like actually sub 20. That would at least be something, although that would slow me down probably 2 seconds off the pace. Minimum. Like to have any lap at all on the book, so I can actually have a delta. Oh come on, just let me get out of this corner. Let me get out of it. There's so many just like downright terribly designed corners on the circuit. And it's like American track DLC was kind of let down, because so many good tracks in America, and it's just like, we got this here and Indy. Okay, we got actually the best layout at Indy that you could get. It's a genuinely like half decent layout for Indy, but this thing is just got the Glen at least. There's one good track. Considering the plethora of good tracks like VAR, I mean, on the other hand, VAR and multi-class would be hell. But it is fun. I've done it.
There's a slow car.
Virginia International Raceway with multi-class is very fun.
Yellow flag is active.
It's terrifying, but fun. I mean, the track is only at fast, so we might actually... Oh, we've got already my sub 20. Well, I should hire you as my luck consultant. Because somehow I actually did it. I was about to say like, yeah, we have quite a bit of qualifying time. I think we could probably do this, and then I'm casually just doing it. The sub 20. I'm basically driving out of that corner segment with like a pulled handbrake, just hoping for it to not spin. Like, you can just not attack it at all. Half a second just through the hairpin there. Well, I mean, I was trying somewhat. I wasn't 200% focused on it, but I was definitely not just...
Yellow flag in sector 1.
Because the difference between me 200% focused and me just putting a lap together is not that much, unfortunately. And with this car especially, it is very much mood dependent on the car. I mean, I'm losing here all my time that I've gained, so it just happens. How much oversteer do I have got this corner? Ah! Come on! I had half a second in this lap, and it's just like, no. How much time is on this lap? Like, genuinely, there's a lot of time actually on the table, and it's like... But putting that lap together is a nightmare. Oh, again, very straight. No, I'm usually not. Ah, that was too much cut. I had to sort of do it, otherwise I would have... I mean, I would say all of them kinda hate me. With how much I'm fighting the car, basically. Like, this corner is just so awkward, like... You either have to cut the inside to get a good line through it, or you have to cut the outside, but it's just in this in-between realm where you can't really take this corner properly. It's just designed to be awkward. It has a terrible flow. And if I can't get this car to flow around the circuit to be fun, that's probably saying something about the circuit, because I can enjoy Misano with this thing. And Misano is well, it has a section that is very comparable to this thing here. Right here. And this car can actually make that section relatively enjoyable. Just know the corner better. Move the brake bias, that's probably the answer for this specific corner here.
Yellow flag ahead, be careful.
It's not a foreign concept to me that the car wants more forward bias for qualifying on lower fuel loads. It is what it is, but for most of the lap the car works fine. It's just that one corner really doesn't want to do. I should do like small talk. Oh no! I will go full on bocce. Can't handle small talk. You don't have to also talk to my corners? No. You specifically to not talk with people. Very delicate game, that corner here. Locked there. I always come with my Porsche the Sündere. Not a corner. I mean, after all, the corner just exists. It's the car taking the corner. Oh, come on!
Cut detected.
I mean, come on! This is not boding well for the race if I'm struggling to just get through a lap at all. And it's like, I don't have that many options to help this car, just it wants to snap oversteer really badly. It really doesn't like some things. Just low speed corners are kind of like your bane of your existence with this car, but it's just... The tire pressures are pretty good. Probably short shifting to third on the exit there might make sense. Although the other problem is this car is torque, so it's like you can either choose you want a wheel spin because you're at high RPM, or you want a wheel spin because you're running too much torque. Like, you can either power any way you want. Hello! Would you kindly not oversteer like crazy? But yeah, I should definitely consider it at least in some places. Because it's really struggling at times to just grip up drive. Well, I'm nearly out of fuel as well. I definitely need to... It's the last shot at the lap. I can obviously still escape and get fresh fuel. Tires. Especially tires, because I'm pretty sure these are not that fresh anymore. Not sure if I want. I was like thinking if I should make like a YouTube HelloFresh sponsorship joke, but like, nah, we're not doing that. Come on. That bled all of the time. All of it went away with that one corner. Oh, come on. That is so annoying. But that means actually that was about I lost about half a second in that one slide. And did gain like half a second the following corner, so... Yeah, we have not enough fuel for doing another lap. If you don't believe your car turns into a Tesla. You mean, And then it turns into a Tesla where I didn't pay for my braking subscription and I go straight on in the next corner. But I mean, we're honestly not doing too terrible. We're only 1.6 seconds off the pace. Like, things are fine in my opinion. This is fine. Actually, I can take a sip. But yeah. I mean, we have some light graining on the rear tires, which is not too surprising considering how I'm driving it. I could try actually more rear wing, which would slow down the car a bit, but like, we're dealing with massive stability problems. You know, kind of a bit of rear wing could help in this problem. Help cope with this issue.
Low tire pressure, stay away from curbs.
The MUQU is actually right now slower than me. Oh yeah. Because prior to me starting to main the Maserati, which is right around this right around when this DLC released, I started maining the Maserati. The reason why is because I had actually driven a Bathurst 4-hour race with the MUQU. Because MUQU OP at Bathurst, the GT4 one. I mean, the GT3 version is probably also pretty good. But like, the GT4 version completely overpowered. And they've not done anything to actually fix that in the recent BOP patch. But the New America DLC released, and I drove a few release party races with the MUQU, and it just sucked. It was awful. It was absolutely dreadful to drive. It was dreadful, it was slow. Like, it just didn't turn. You had to zero wing, maximum rear right height, just stiffen everything on the rear, soften everything on the front. Didn't do anything. Like, the car basically handled the same. Nearly. Just slightly better rotation. And it still understeered like a dog. It just did not want to work. And it was very cumbersome to drive and not particularly competitive. And I'm like, okay, this is not particularly fun. You know, I'm just gonna test the Maserati against it around this track COTA. And yeah, the Maserati was immediately faster. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna drive the Maserati then. I'm like, screw this. I'm driving Maserati, and since I'm driving Maserati. So I guess it's just the America deals. It wasn't just COTA here. Although I did race COTA and Indy, and not the Glen with the MUQU. So I guess it's just the MUQU is really underpowered in the America DLC, but it's completely overpowered in the Intercontinental DLC tracks. What made me main actually the Maserati? Because it's not that bad. Like, the entire thing started actually a few months earlier than, I think back in April last year or something, when I'd mained the KTM crossbow before. Like, that was my main GT4. And I'm basically mained also the GT4 class, so yeah, I am apparently very much at risk of like self-harm or something, because who would drive KTM crossbow? It is dreadful BOP-wise, or at least it was. I think they did buff it finally, so the car's actually not terrible anymore. But prior to this, the car was you could either use it in the rain or Hungaroring. It was useless everywhere else. Completely useless. Absolute terrible BOP on that thing. So, but what started it off was There was a 4 hour at Barcelona, and I was like, maybe I'm doing this. But I'm like, what car should I drive? What car should I drive? And I'm like, okay, let's jokingly try the Maserati, right? So I signed up for the Qualy session because it's SRXP 4 hour enduro, so they do Qualy on a separate day. Actually, 2 Qualy, 2 days worth of Qualy session. So sign up for the Qualy, turn up with my Maserati, and just see how terrible this thing is, right? Well, I was doing race runs and I was about as fast as the other guys with doing Qualy runs. So yeah, that happened. Car worked really well. Oh, come on! Holy moly. Car worked really well. Did entered the race. There was another guy who had driven a Maserati before as a main. He didn't do qualifying, so he started from the back actually. It was partially also the reason why I picked the Maserati, just to counter him effectively. And well, I mean, he started from the back of the GT4 field, but he wasn't behind me after like 5 laps. And we basically broke away and fought for the next 4 hours for the lead of the race. Yes, that actually happens, and the VOD is up still and everything. Unfortunately, I didn't win it. I ended up not winning that race. Continuing my 2nd place streak at the SRXP Enduros for the time being. But then for the next Enduro, I didn't enter GT4, I entered GT3 with a friend of mine. And then for the one following that, so 4 months at least later, I entered with the MUQU for Bathurst. Ended up getting screwed over there as well. I screwed out of the lead by GT3 wrecking out, so that was something. GT3 got me involved in his accident. Great, I just destroyed this lab, hitting the curb there. Ooh, come on. This corner doesn't like me either. I need to focus probably more on my qualifying laps at this point because we're starting to run out of time here. Yeah, I have 2 more attempts. Let's actually focus on this. But yeah, I did the Bathurst race, then the America Track DLC came out. Tried the MUQU on other tracks. It didn't work as I liked. It seems the MUQU's just terrible on the America tracks. It's probably better than I expected on the other ones. So I ended up it was actually a few months between the Bathurst race and the America Track DLC releasing. It was a few months in between there. I had driven the Maserati, I think, in the meantime, once again for another Barcelona race. I thought it... Oh, come on! That was millimeters! Come on! That's not even a gain there! That's not a gain! I mean, actually sub 19 is possible. If I don't get invalidated again unfairly. Or hit this curb here. Because there's massive time loss there, as you can see. Like half a second did that wipe out. on my flyer. Come on, pull up. But yeah, I decided to try the Maserati and noticed that it works on quite a few more tracks than I expected. And actually, prior to Barcelona, 4 hours, actually driven the Maserati twice before, but like didn't really see it performing well because I drove it at Spa and Monza, which aren't its strongest tracks. You're not legal at that. Almost not legal.
Yellow flag ahead. Be careful.
But officer, she's... I mean, if I measure the entire lap length, we're at about 258, which means, which is about the age you average lolly character in animes. Because officer, she's 260. I don't have much against lollies. Legal ones or not. The legal ones can provide good comedy, but my preference is to the short stacks. No, don't forget that Ares pats her chest. Oh, that's not the greatest line there. But still faster. Oh, so much time in there. There's so much time there on the table. How much wheel spin days? Come on, pull up. Ooh, how much time? There's so much time on the... Oh, that's understeer, that's not good. Considering I put one click more rear wing on it, I wouldn't be able to tell actually. So 7th in the end. I don't even know how many positions I just gained. Probably 2 positions. Yeah, probably beat Swanson and Saphire just now. Of that lap. Unfortunately, Poe didn't go faster than me. But 1.3 seconds. 1.3 seconds. In the end, faster. Off the pace of pole, which isn't too bad. Jelinek is on pole. Now that's a face that I hadn't seen towards the front. Every other race he's been like behind me and just not able to really know the true gospel. Oh, what's her name? What's her name? In Konosuba. It's not Darkness. Who's the other one? God, I'm so terrible with names. I would have liked to say no, I'm not a believer in the access called. I'm more a believer on the shopkeeper. Unfortunately, I'm so goddamn terrible with names that I forgot her name. It's not Darkness. It's unfortunately not one of the main party members. So it's a bit more difficult to remember. Although, I mean, I could also approve of Kom Yun Yun Nissen. Oh yeah, right. We want to probably actually change up a bit tire pressures and stuff. Right. Let's briefly reload the setup. Up the rear wing. What other changes did I do? I don't think I changed anything else besides that. Right. How much? Oh yeah, I don't have a fuel number actually, but nah, it's fine. I just need to take. I think about what. No, it wasn't Union who I meant. Shopkeep, who is secretly a member of the army of the one of the generals. Also, if I know everything right now off the top correctly, off the top of my head correctly. Yes, game. Actually, I mean, I have 2 minutes still. I can actually look up who I mean. I think she isn't in the first season. I think she's only in the OVA. How did I forget Viz's name? God damn it. Yeah, it's Viz. Me and names, a terrible combination. Doesn't work at all. I can't remember names to save my life. But yeah, I meant Viz. Oh yeah, we need a fresh set of tires. Not putting on the set 1 again. that sounds like a terrible idea. Steering rack I think is fine considering well. It should mean a smaller steering ratio, so should mean it's less direct. We kind of neeked. What else is new remaining? Did up the rear wing already. I think I've done everything I need. Let's jump off the jacks here. Which people behind me actually have penalties? Swanson has Satiel, Texiera, and Bogdanovicic? He was relatively fast in practice. Why is he so far on the back? Yeah, he did qualify only with a 21.3. Was that intentionally? I mean, if he did it intentionally, he did fake it quite well. He did 9 laps in qualifying. I mean, I did 12, but I stayed out very long usually.
30 seconds.
So go figure. Yeah, I don't know. This doesn't make sense to me. Yeah. Right. Okay. Headlights. Oh wait. Turned on the rain lights. High beams. So you can, well, actually see something. I mean, cloud cover doesn't look too bad. But I mean, it's dark, so it's hard to tell. It doesn't look that bright. I mean, I don't know. I mean, they do endurance race, do night races actually on this track, so in real life, what they're called, Creventic, 24 hour series races here. Thanks. Thanks for having more belief in me than me. This is gonna be a decent challenge here to just get to the finish. I mean, I'm saying this after having done a 24 hour. That was a chance to get to the finish. This is easy to get to the finish, except if I lose my sanity in the process of this. That's obviously a complete possibility that I lose my sanity before this is over. Funny how I haven't seen this season much of the Camaro, because I've usually been quite a few positions ahead of him. But yeah, there is one American who is actually racing in this. I think more than just one American racing in this series. But he's definitely one of them. And fair game to him, he has a really nice livery on his Camaro. That flag genuinely looks... Just KTM things. Nothing to see here, just KTM things. I mean, I'm probably gonna loop it there as well. Let's see, back together with flex glue. Flex tape. Well, actually, I mean, they do. Don't they also sell like some weird gooey substances, like to fix something together again as well? To demonstrate the power of flex tape, I sold this sanity in half. I mean, I don't play enough gacha games to be used to running out of sanity. Yeah, Flex Seal, right? Not that warm.
Staying double five.
You go double fire very late in this on this track, honestly. You're not that far away from. Although I mean the start finish is very early on. The finish line here is very early on. Or timing line, you should probably refer to it. But the honestly, I think my brakes are actually warm already. It's just the. You can see hear the scraping, but the not go too far forward. I need to be in the right position here. They're all very far forward in their boxes, it seems. Or you need to be very far apart on this track.
Green light.
Well then, if you want to go this side, I will go this side. I'm not complaining about that one,
Car on the
Chief.
left.
Oh, come on! Well, I guess we have some work to do then. The reason I'd have to report that one because, frankly, I was clear of him.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
And it was quite useless of a decision from him to... Swanson lost out quite badly because
Clear on the right.
he started right behind me and... Well... nearly back up to him again. It was such a good move, honestly. I would have gotten two positions there for free. Completely. That was absolutely clean. We'll check the replay afterwards. Probably I could have given some more room, but I'm not too sure about it. Let's see, how are we faring in the straight line? I need to get by Jennings soon. He's holding me up already quite a bit.
On the left.
But, you know, Maserati brakes.
Car on the left.
You know, outbraking people is not really on the... Oh, come on!
Light damage on the left.
I mean, the contact wasn't his fault directly. Twice now sent to the back of the field. Like, come on. But not really intentional pit maneuvers. You usually regard a pit maneuver when it sort of has some intentionality to it. This is... I mean, it's just... I got wheel spin there and he just hit me there then as well. It's just unfortunate there. Although I would think he's not as much at fault there, the Camaro driver. It's just my luck here. Oh, come on, please don't give me cut track cuts for that. I'm not gonna be happy if you cut track me for. Yeah, some people are still actually behind me somehow. 15 seconds and 28 seconds. I think they start from the pits probably. Otherwise you don't end up that far behind me. Right, okay, well. I could have recovered from the previous one, but I think this one has quite inflicted a blow to me. I mean, if I can outbrake a Porsche, you know you're not doing well. I really feel that Pepe right now. I need the handicap. I mean, pretty sure that was even too late for the Aston there. Come on, you're kind of like fighting a losing battle here. And you know it. Just let it happen already. Let it happen already! Come on! Dudes. Come on! There's a bit... Just like... Just let it happen already. You're not fighting me for position. That's just silly. If it was the last 5 laps, sure. Totally go at it. Even if I'm significantly faster. But on the second lap when I'm making up, I overtake you and I'm still 4 seconds faster than you. You know you're somewhat not in the business of fighting me. Oh, this guy, man! He does not know how to race. This is a complete novice, I'm pretty sure. Thinks that he needs to fight everyone. No, you're not there yet. You need to understand it. Oh, the KTM had a KTM moment. You know, we could make a summary pity party back here. Well, that Aston Martin has not dropped that far back behind as you would expect. Although, I mean, we're only halfway through the lap. It just needs training wheels and car. Well, it makes it wider, which I probably would not like to have. And that just sounds like issues waiting to happen. I mean, he sort of knows how to get around the circuit, although only sort of because he overshot so many corners lately. Right, now the challenge of getting by Jennings. Yeah, I'm ignoring the KTM right now in between me because I had hoped the KTM is gonna get by him at some point as well. And it's not the KTM's problem that we're getting held up here, it's everyone but the KTM's problem. Unfortunately, I'm a bit too far back to give him, like, bump draft him. Otherwise, I would have helped the KTM by there. Unfortunately, the kid. Ooh, that's close here. The MUQU is not fast through here. Ooh, this is. Oh, come on! I got oversteer there. Come on, this is painful, being stuck behind people. Where did this guy go? Did he just forget that the track turns left? Now I have 2 bugs! Could you, like... I mean, the main problem is now we have a long straightaway, which really doesn't help. Especially if the MUQU decides to not, you know, use the right foot. That will have the corner again. I mean, it's fair, it's just, it's a bit annoying. That's late even for you, my friend. I don't know what it is, but why these guys are like deciding to specifically heavily outbrake me. Like, I'm driving Maserati, you could easily outbrake me. Into that corner, it's super easy, but they are all like missing their braking marker, specifically trying to beat me into the braking zone. It's just, that's not helping you, Chief. Or they just have a terrible braking zone in general, which is why they're this slow. You know, I'm trying to help them. Right now, I'm assuming they actually know how to stop for this corner. Besides the Aston driver, I think that he genuinely didn't know how to stop. But I think he mainly just was inconsistent, right? Okay, Jennings now. KTM has like escapade in front completely. Well, I say that, and then the KTM gets KTM'd again. And yes, I'm allowed to say that because I've experienced the pain way too many times. The pain of the KTM drivers is real. It's very painful at times if the car just doesn't want to work under you. Its stiff suspension means that it's a monster when it's on rails, but it really likes to derail. So it becomes quite a mess to drive. That's... What did you just do there? Like, why did he just suddenly jerk right there on the apex of the corner? So, this duel again. Oh, I broke too early there. I mean, honestly, I could also just do my pit stop to get out of this traffic here. But if there's just one car at this point in front of me, so I just need to dispatch this one car. And then I have clear air. Although I do have probably the KTM then behind me. Oh, fuck.
Clear on the left. Got some light damage on the front of the car.
That's me just murdering him. Completely my fault. Oh, shit. And I just wanted to cut underneath him so I can actually pass him into the S section, but he just slowed down too much into that corner. From when some cars just can't take it flat and you just aren't clear which ones can and which can. Not easy. Still didn't deserve that one. Although you could say it's an apple for an eye, considering he also wasn't worth spinning me once. Although that was way more time lost, most likely. I don't think he didn't brake that hard. He just slightly tapped the brake at maximum if he didn't just lift. Some cars can just not take that corner flat. It's just fine. Especially if your skill level is a bit lower and your setup isn't proper, it will happen. I mean, it's very notable in the... Ooh, come on. Maserati has very good handling in high-speed corners, so I can just cruise in those corners. You can really notice how the KTM is way better in these infill sections because they are awful to me. Well, that guy is facing the wrong way. It's not just me who's really struggling for grip tonight, it seems. But I mean, these guys have all, like, even at Laguna Seca and at Imola, a lot of people have struggled just to get the car on the circuit. So, I wouldn't say it's particularly out of character. If no cars in front, you start to oversteer. Not sure, really. I think I've been oversteering the entire time. I know you don't hit me in the back as well. I'm just not in the mood of getting done that a third time in this race. Oh, come on, brakes! Oh, got a full-on lock up there. Yeah, my pace hasn't really improved much since... 22 seconds has this entire thing cost me on Poe. 22 seconds up ahead. And I have a KTM now stuck behind me. It's not like he could do much about getting by me. Body is tired. I can relate to that. Took a nap earlier. Sleep schedule is like surprisingly the 24-hour race has fixed my sleep schedule seemingly. Like, I've had issues where she's going to bed way too late. And this has fixed it. But I still have now the problem of having a craving a nap around in the afternoon, so that's one disadvantage. That one isn't a new one. Night owl for life. I can relate to that. Yeah, at night people leave you the hell alone. Yeah, I'm not making any inroads whatsoever actually on the cars in front. It's not great. My tire pressures are also completely messed up. I don't know why. Sometimes I've just not gotten up to pressure, some are. It's just a mess. KTM again in attack position here. I'm pretty happy with my outside line.
Car on the left. Clear on the left. Car on the right.
Yeah, the outside line here I have to actually lift.
Clear on the right.
It seems the KTM might also have to actually brake for that corner. Although that does surprise me. I think the KTM should be capable of taking that corner flat. Maybe he just ate a bit too much curb and nearly spun it again. Just KTM problems. Right now I'm getting away with quite a bit of track limits. Disadvantage is that, like, if he passes me into turn 1, he does help me up for the next section, so it is preferable if he just passes me early on and actually gaps me there. It's just a bit infuriating that I'm 11 seconds behind someone with a 10-second penalty. Okay, KTM is calling it in to get rid of me. Fair enough.
Gaining on the car ahead is into 3.
I didn't get my averages, because I really would like averages on my tire pressures. I think we're just at the halfway point roughly. So I should just come in at this point, put freshies on. Bump the tire pressures up. It seems these are just not getting engaged properly. I mean, probably it's colder than actually practice session, so not too surprising if we're having issues here to get temps into them.
We are halfway through. Keep it up.
How much fuel do I actually need? It's 12 liters to add. come on. Oh, Rex did not want to work on that specific corner at all. I'm picking up invalidations left, right, center. 1, 2, 3. Still not a particular 4, 5. I think I'm gonna add 0.5. Fuel wise, this should be also fine. Oh yeah, we need to turn the damage off. Quick. Oh, I messed up. Are you gonna service me? Oh no! I messed up real bad, that's terrible. It's gonna cost me probably additional positions as well. That is one of the worst pit stops I've done in a while. Completely dreadful. Come on, let me off the jacks. And there goes the KTM by miles because I completely missed my box. If I had just left the repairs on, it would have been fine. An additional position there to this Alpine here also. "10 seconds down on the KTM, Jesus. Yeah, this cost me so badly, that pit stop. Yeah, things are not going well tonight. I mean, I was expecting nothing but, like, Christ. Things are really not working out. At least I'm not angry at it. Right, that's what I can say. I don't know. Oh, come on. I don't know, I would like to prefer living like this rather than get angry in the other races. This is preferable. But I can't pick. About to ask who's standing there because the light is very oddly shining onto the track there. Whatever. Yeah, this cost me so much time. Brakes! I know I missed my braking marker by meter, but come on, please. The issue is this is an Alpine. The Alpines are very strong on the circuit, so not like I'm making any more positions up, I think. Yeah, Montero nearly beat me out of the pits. That gives an idea of how much time I lost there with my pit cycle. Holy.
Warning for exceeding track limits.
I don't know where the hell I see the track limits there, but okay. Fine, I guess I just went that millimeter too far for it to like it. I'm gaining on the guy, but like as soon as I hit this hairpin, I lose half a second. It's just this instant, like, you lose half a second, just default. It's so annoying, because you just can't escape at that point. Any of your gains just get neutralized completely. It's like, I'm so close, but yet so far from him. And I should be easily in front of him if this pit stop didn't happen. Oh, come on, car, stabilize. Come on, stop wheel spinning like crazy. Yeah, this guy's escaping, no chance. I'm not catching him. Yeah, 19.5 from him, 20.0 from me. Just not enough. Car's not giving it to me. That's understandable. What he's doing is effectively Qualy pace for me nearly. With how horrifically terrible this track is to drive. This is understandable and acceptable. Would have liked a bit better result out of this race than what I seem to be getting tonight. Just the gaps have opened up too much, and like I just had way too many problems tonight. Just way too many. Although I did gain more this time around for this section here. Like, I could have lived with clearly less problems here. Like, without the bad pit stop, without the second spin, this would have been a significantly better race. It's actually been a decent race, probably top 5 result even. Yeah, matching the KTM crossbow down to the 10s, but like it's not gaining on him, which I would need to pass him again. Come on, brakes. Wow, I actually offered up the 19.5 this time around. Okay, somebody has come actually out of the pits in P7. Maybe P7 is still on the cards here. I didn't gain that much this time around for the S section. closing in on the Alpine. Slowly, actually closing it part in on the KTM. Oh, come on, car, please. That was totally necessary to do to me, right? Ah, come on, I locked both tires here. Left and right. Because I clipped the curbing on the entry, which locked the right side, and then it locked the left side as I switched over. Still sort of made the apex, but it's not ideal. Oh, come on, Rix. We are slowly gaining on the Alpine, but the McLaren were only matching, so that's not good. McLaren is, as expected, slow in high-speed corners, but still, it's just not enough. They're not enough on this track to really slow him down. .1 from the McLaren, and 19.8 from me, with the Alpine with a 20.6. So yeah, we're gaining on the Alpine. That is possible now. I'm starting to actually lose pace through this section a bit. Not as fast as I have been. I keep locking the right side tires into a left hand corner. Some weird thing to do. Tire pressure is still awful. They're still way too low, despite upping them. Just does not want to come up properly. Yeah, we're actually catching the KTM. Problem is, I think we probably don't have enough time. Oh, come on! Come on, car! Don't do this to me! Very annoying, the wheel spin there. Cost me quite a bit of time, that thing. Even though it doesn't seem on the delta, but like on the gaps. It's very noticeable. I lost a lot of time on the gaps. I actually lost time to the Alpine in front. Just over 5 minutes only left, so it's I don't think I will even make up a position. I'm gonna just sit here and lose out just... That's gonna be infuriating, because it just keeps happening and I just get screwed over in more creative ways than one. Probably not relevant until we come there because it's already gone. That's probably a track cut. Well, I just about escaped with an invalidation, however. You can see all of them, it's just I'm not close enough to complete the pass. Just use a golden mushroom. I would love to! Although I don't think the tires are gonna make the cornering speed advantage. Make the speed advantage any usable. It's just... It's so close! I've been running down this Alpine for ages, but it's just... He's picked up the pace seemingly for the last 2 minutes. Yeah, and it's just... Thanks. It's not like I've been working off my ass to get to you, but like, nah. You've now decided that you want to drive way faster than me all of a sudden. Come on, I would have liked at least one position back from the positions that had been robbed from me. Would have liked to finish my starting position at least. But, well, that's 6 seconds up the road, and that's just not possible in less than 3 minutes? Well, 4 minutes. Yeah, my tires are starting to give. Put train tracks on the road. Yeah, I mean, the track still isn't actually on optimum. We are driving on a fast track, which is infuriating. Because if it was optimum, I would definitely have an easier time here. The extra traction really helps the Maserati on optimum. This track refuses to rub in, it seems. That's probably a bit much on the inside there. That's a bit much there, and a bit much there. Was about to ask when he's actually gonna hand out the penalty. Oh, come on! Yeah, I'm so close, but like, it's just not enough. I'm close, but like not quite close enough to actually start attacking the guy, and I mean, he's not gonna be a rollover either to pass. I have an advantage in a section where you can't pass, so that's fun. And he gains you make are basically reset in certain sections again, so it's... I mean, I would be in front of all of these guys if I had just not messed up my pit stop. That's so infuriating. It would have been P6. It's so annoying that that happens with the pit stop. Sabandast. You remind me of the Hitman level. I don't know where it is, which one it is actually. You end up killing a racing driver or something. Doing an endurance race. Only invalidated. That's fine with me. Come on. Yeah, this is basically the last lap. Oh, come on! Any chance I had just gone additionally. It's just... It is so much salt into the wounds. It's not believable tonight. I expected this race to be a write-off, but like, it's just not been great. Yeah, as I expected, it was the final lap. So at least it didn't matter anyway. This oversteer moment. It just sealed the deal. Very infuriating. That pit stop just cost me 3 positions there. I mean, it's not that close. I'm about 3 seconds right now behind them. It's just, he just kept slightly out-edging me. They just had that smidge of pace to keep up with me. And so I couldn't gain anything. Very infuriating, that. Yeah, that just isn't particularly nice. Nah, the brakes were fine. I mean, if you're saying they gained the time on the brakes, it's like, yes. It's a very brief answer, like, yes. But also no. They also gain time through the twisty section, and the McLaren actually gains time on the straights, so... There's that. It's just, it's more like I gain time in this twisty section here in the middle, rather than anything else. Oh, come on, keyboard. Because I wanted to look at the replay now. Oh, come on. Hello, could I kindly escape? Why the escape button rarely works is really annoying. On this keyboard, it's just... Yeah, that's me already sent there. Oh yeah, I'm giving them more than enough space. He's just on a bad trajectory there. Because he's trying to like go around the outside of the KTM there. And I'm aiming for... I would have to drive off the... drive off the racetrack there. Yeah, I mean the car's a Nazaran livery. If I can switch to some other... that's a bit out of body experience. Come on, give me an tracks camera, perhaps. There's me spun again. Yeah, it was. Although probably gonna be tiny here. Oh, come on, stop at least when I press stop. It's a very simple question. Yeah, there it is. Here's the car from the side. I mean, it is also on the thumbnail, so it's like... And yeah, that was completely on po, that one. In my opinion. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Just I got wheel spin on the curb and he was just too close there to avoid it. It tags me around there. That's not on him. That's not his fault. Just was in the wrong place in the wrong time. And then here's me falling. Yeah, I completely misjudged the speed there. See, like, I slowed down to adjust for him, and it's just... I accelerate too much. I just let off the brake again and let the car accelerate into him, and it's just, that doesn't work. I was anticipating him to accelerate when he wasn't. Oh yeah, why is he lifting there? Okay, he's lifting. Stop briefly the throttle and then he lifted again. Like, he can he's not accelerating at this point, but he could totally accelerate. The car would do this. And he just doesn't. He had briefly tapped the throttle there, and that's probably what set me up. Well, he did need to slow down this much, but like, he didn't accelerate. That's the problem that caught me out. That's the problem that caught me out, but it's a bit strange, but I mean, he is at the bottom end of the field, like, what are you expecting? It's my job to pass him safely. It's not his. Let's be clear about that. That was my job, not his. Alright. Birds. Slap it. I got clear air. How do I do my pit stop? Here it is. And here I missed my pit box because I was just messing around with the menu and it didn't do service here. I had to... Oh, this is painful to watch. Yeah, this is, you can easily see by the 10 seconds when I took way too long to realize that that they weren't jacking me up. How they clip for each other there. That's a bit funny, I haven't seen that. The wheel floating into position. Oh, and those wheels, the tires actually lost their rim. Yeah, that's cost me free position there, because I would have been 10 seconds for... I was in front of this KTM here when I pitted. When he pitted, right? And he came 10 seconds ahead of me, out on the track. And he, in the end of the race here, was in front of this McLaren here. He was in front of the Alpine, who was in front of me. Yeah, that didn't work out well. And considering how much pace I had in the last stint, I would have actually should have been in front of him. Is this guy actually for position as McLaren here? Yeah, that was also a McLaren for position. Man, I would have even been able to fight for P4 here. Or actually not P4, it wasn't really P4 there. I'm listed here as classified P8 when I'm classified P9. There's a car missing on the results in the replay, which is not abnormal. That's completely normal. That happens with the replay regularly. That's normal. Right, what time is it? Right. Yeah, it's just today wasn't the day. I knew going into it this was tough. Again, I'm surprised that the car was actually this competitive. But really, I just got really unlucky tonight. Like, I just had an 8-carat run of bad luck. So, like, this move just doesn't quite... I mean, he's trying to... What is he trying to cut off? He dropped behind the KTM, and then just, like, boom! Take out the Maserati in the process. When could he actually see me? That's an interesting question. Alright. You can see me on the outside. 4 big no-nos happened. Yeah, I mean, I got spun on lap 1 twice, I spun someone else, and I spun, and I had my pit stop mistake. I think those are the 4. I mean, the spinning out the other guy didn't, like, really affect my race today, although it's gonna not help me next time around. That's for sure. That ain't helping me next time, that's clear. What actually happened to the poor guy after I took him out? I mean, he dropped a few positions at the start, so what happened to him? Oh, I gave the squeeze on him. He got bumped there and ran wide, and that's what cost him, so he got affected also by the... You mean the second one or the first one? The first one clearly isn't mine, I would say. I mean, I didn't give him much room, but come on, you can't just do that. That's just doesn't... No. That's just... I gave enough room, definitely. Could have given more, probably. Well, that would have been also a trajectory off the road, but you can always give more in that sense when you consider that. However, the second one... yeah, that was unlucky, but I don't think it's the fault of the other guy. It's just unlucky, right? Can be also not his fault. Oh, you mean the incident where I drove in the back of the guy? Like, yeah, it's unfortunate, but I do very much believe that it's my fault. That there's no beating around that. How the racing rules are is that the car behind usually is at fault. Except there's a very blatant case of the other guy just doing something that is completely not normal. Like, you drive up to 130R and somebody just goes down 2 gears in front of you. Like, that's just... that just won't stick. Just moves suddenly into the middle of the road, goes down 2 gears, and drives significantly slower all of a sudden through the corner. If you get caught out by that, I actually slammed the guy in front for a penalty, because that shit is dangerous. Like, how the hell are you supposed to expect that? But otherwise the car behind is at fault. Usually. Because, you know, he can't control how... He can control obviously how he is driving, and also, yeah, his car's not as fast for that corner. It just is what it is, and I need to deal with that. You can't just drive through the other car. That's what you get in multi-class racing, when there's people who aren't as experienced in GT3s and just like they suddenly encounter a GT4 driving through a corner, and they just don't consider at all that the car's gonna go slower and just try to drive through them. I don't know if I have actually the replay for that laying around. I would have to check briefly if I actually have a sample for that, because that's poor. There's Watkins Glen with the Maserati, right? Let's see. Is this the race? Yeah, this should be the race. Right, there's a lot of laps, so it's gonna be halfway difficult to find when the specific incident happens. I know which corner it is, and it's this one here. So it's not this lap. Not this one. Actually, we could just briefly check who we have. Okay, here's the Ferrari. So it must have been... Yeah, it's this lap, okay. Found it, because I know which cars did it. Right, I drop onto the racing line and he just attempts driving through me. And it ends really badly for him. The thing is, the other incident that he did, it's just that doesn't stick. I'm more than allowed to just drop onto the racing line like that as the Maserati, and he just... And yeah, I did apply the brakes, by the way. It's just there's nothing I can do without getting hit like that. I did apply them late, but like it's just... Oh, you have not seen actually what the hell... I don't know what happened actually to that MUQU up ahead. What's about the MUQU? I'm curious. I haven't even seen that part. I mean, I probably saw it back then. Like, oh, the MUQU just ate too much curb there. But yeah, this stuff gets better, right? He had done a similar thing in this corner here specifically, because the very long right-hander here, and even if the Maserati is the fastest car in GT4 to take this corner, a GT3 is still faster than you, right? And he did the same thing there, attempting to drive through me on that corner. And another McLaren did it as well. McLaren did it also once. You have to consider this is a 6-hour race, and this happened twice on the same corner there at some point. But that Ferrari driver was very unhappy about that one and thought I was intentionally wrecking them or something. Yeah, I was brake checking them in that corner, right? So after that happened with him up the hill there, he was very unhappy, obviously, because let's actually get him briefly. He was very unhappy about this collision and decided to actually... Well, he had to pit because he had taken quite a significant amount of damage. When does he find me again? That's a good question. Because it does take, I think, a while before he finds me again. Because they decide to, like... I mean, they don't live particularly long after they did. Because they try to like force me off the track in between a few times, but the problem is the replay doesn't go far back, and I'm not gonna try find out of how many laps are on this replay actually. About 50 laps, from lap 150 to lap 196. Lasts 1.5 hours in the race. Now this is gonna get... Yeah, solo 6 hours, yeah. Alright, this is the first one. First strike, he pit maneuvers me. I'm leading, by the way, the GT4 class at this point, and it's a few minutes to go before the end of the race. I'm leading GT4. That was... Well, I am definitely insane also. And the Maserati is really good on this track. P2 was also driving a Maserati, so... But they had split driving duties up with 2 routes, right? You can see he waited here for me. He waited for me. Started hunting me down again. I'm just like getting out of the way. I have a lap on hand on P2. I just need to finish at this point. And if he inflicts quite... And I have actually damage because I had a unfortunate coming together with another GT3 earlier that stint. But I've just obviously continued on. So that happened. He's just driving slow and I'm just following him right now because, well, this is the safest way. However, I think that's that Bentley actually was for position on him, if I remember correctly. This Bentley was for position and he now realizes this was actually a position loss for him and goes finally. Because he lost the position there with trying to screw me over, right? Cost him the position there. So he realized that and it's just like, let's bolt here, right? So he finally went then. And when does he actually get DQ'd off the sudden? Well, I mean, I've just spoiled what's gonna happen. Because eventually also a Deep Rock Galactic Bentley. I need to share that car probably with my buddies. Because I've recently gotten into playing that with friends. I mean, the replay is up. I definitely wasn't quite calm. I was very shocked and very angered when that happened. Shocked, very angered, very much. It did say that was a very intense period during that. Yep, and there just was that when it happened. He drove through this corner and then it just got DQ'd, and that was him done. And I was very pleased when I saw them DQ'd because it was a rock lifted off my heart. Because that's just because suddenly I could just finish the race and win the class, which I did in the end. That was something that happened, like, I think back in August or something. It's nearly 6 months or 7 months ago when that happened here. With the replaying of. Yeah. I mean, I did have a lap on the next car, so it was just like, I mean, what other options do I have? What other options do I have? Like, I do remember, like, very much gesturing when I came by there. And they were absolutely raving in chat about, like, this was unfair and stuff. Because they thought, when I brake tapped because when I drove through, they followed me through this corner here, and when I brake tapped here mid-corner, which I didn't quite properly do this that time around. Yeah, when I I think it happened about here. I brake tapped about here, and they thought I was brake checking them. But if you look at my delta, I was not bleeding any time at all. I just brake tapped to rotate the car. And they had just completely misjudged how fast the Maserati is gonna be able to take the corner and just plow in the back of me, and just both cars flew into the barrier there. Unfortunately, as said, like, I don't have a replay for that. Footage exists, but I think I even timestamped that stream, so it's actually halfway findable. Right. But I do have that's that. That's about it. I do have to write some messages, because I do have to still apologize to that Camaro driver for taking him out. We can argue about it till the sun goes down. Well, I mean, the sun has gone down already, depending on where you are. It's not Jeremy Swanson. It's not Yelena. Who is it? I should have kept the game open so I can look at the name. But I mean, it is a Maserati, not Maserati, sorry. It is a Camaro that isn't driven by... You should probably get results now. So I should be able to reconstruct who it is. We still don't have results. Man. Come on, game. You could have provided them at least. But it is a Camaro driver who isn't... It's not Boardman, I'm pretty sure. Something with J, I think it was. There's nobody with J on the entry list here. For Camaro. Oh, there, Robert Jennings. Because I think Swanson, who's the... Yeah, Swanson is the other... It's a Canadian driving that one. Oh, God. I hope he doesn't apologize to me, then. Where's Robert? I guess it's just easier to ping him, probably. Ah, yeah, Robert Jennings. Boom. Right, okay then. I mean, yeah, an apology to me. It's just I do love to mock. So there was a judgment actually on the 24-hour race now. A judgment on the incidents because there was apparently some controversy with the 24-hour race. I mean, I could actually show the footage briefly. I would have to briefly... Where's my... let's show... Yeah, it shows crack screen, right. Okay, let me grab... Where's the streamable link? Right, here's the streamable link. Because that green DPI, the green lantern as I called it, well, it got into some trouble. Let's actually briefly maximize that. Okay. I mean, I could... What quality then? So, they posted this here with like... Because, to give the context, the Italia racing team here has not just a GT3, but also a not just a GT3, but also a DPI. Right? And I was racing the IDR DPI here for position. And I think beat them to P2. So, IDR not happy with what the GT3 did. And well, this is just another perspective on the same incident here. so they clipped a few incidents here together. The first incident very clearly is actually the fault more of the DPI. But they weren't particularly happy about the thing, so here GT3 tried to block the DPI clearly, so I mean the accusation is effectively that Italia Racing Team was using the GT3 to eliminate their opposition, and it's pretty clear that he was trying to like inconvenience him here, but I would say it's very clear that that was not intentional contact. It was very awkward when it messed up the GT3 here, right? GT3 out of shape here, tries to pass, it gets loose and collides with the DPI. Right, he was already very much out of shape into the chicane here, and then just coming out of it, he loses it again and then bumps into him. I think the guy thought this was the GT3 trying to wreck him by turning left, and I would definitely say that it wasn't the case. That's just GT3 losing it over the bumps. I would say that's clearly shown here. The bumps there are like very vicious, and having looped the car there, I think that's perfectly reasonable. However, the last incident here, that's where something happened, and that's where here DPI drives on the back of the GT3 again, and GT3 just had enough of him and just drives him into a wall. So yeah, go figure, that's intentional wrecking, and the stewards have decided based on this that to ban the driver who did it for 2 months of the service, and for the rest of the year he can't participate in special events, which is honestly for an intentional wreck a relatively fair penalty. There's a recourse of recovery and everything. Considering I've got a ban for intentional wrecking in Own It, because some idiot wrecked me 3 times in the same race and I returned the favor after the 3rd time. It got at some point to me as well. Not my proudest moment. I just have to mention it in this context. But yeah, in that context exists their decision to yeah, and well, the decision here is the GT3 got disqualified. Okay, the driver got a 2 months ban, and the other drivers got a warning. They cannot be held responsible for the actions of this one. Yep, totally agreed. But they should have been seen it happening and stopped sampling ASAP. How many seconds are between the contact of the DPI and him actually killing him? Right. Okay. So here's contact. That is great. Timestamp has decided to vanish. About, let's just be generous, 45 seconds. So, and here's the second contact, and it is 48 seconds. Let's just say, to give as much room. That's 3 seconds. I don't think they had a chance. There's no chance in this one. In comparison to the incident that I earlier showed, where the guy, like, tried to wreck me the entire race nearly, and especially after he had just tried driving through me up the hill, and failed at it, and then came out of the pits and hunted me down very much. It pit maneuvered me and then tried to wreck me again and intimidated me into slowing down. That one is... That's definitely also the teammates, because they didn't stop such behavior in it. And also afterwards, very much went into discussion that everything is my fault. So those teammates definitely didn't help themselves. They definitely didn't. But in this case here, the teammates didn't have a chance. Right. But, I mean, sure, getting a warning, whatever, doesn't matter in the end. It's a warning. Who cares? At least you don't get banned with them. That's a fair enough penalty. I mean, I've got a final warning on RCI due to me posting a few memes. Like, you can go way worse, right? Everybody was posting memes. I posted some. Some people got their ass banned. I got a final warning point. So you can do a lot worse. Yeah, I mean, I guess they just didn't hand out any post-race penalties because otherwise this would just be like time penalties for sure. It's a time penalty drive-through, stuff like that. So I mean probably drive-throughs for most of this for some of these incidents. Although I mean, a lot of these were the last one. I mean, the last one where he hit him before the GT4 drove into him as well. Again, that's a drive-through, I think, but the other ones are like the first incident is definitely more like aggressive driving. Just like a small time penalty. The second one is not the DPI's fault. The third one is that I don't think you can really blame the DPI was aggressive there, but like it's fine. At the end, the GT3 just gets involved in a racing incident by losing it, so that's not the fault of the DPI again. And then the fourth one is like the first contact there is clearly, I think, a drive-through for the DPI. Like that just doesn't stand. And that's also what I've talked about with the incident that I had with the Camaro. That's relatively a similar incident. It's just he expected the GT3 to accelerate. He didn't accelerate as fast as he expected and drove in the back of him. And just those are the results, sort of. Yeah, people just because technical difficulties, people like started just spamming memes in the general chat. It's text chat, and just having fun, right? The mods could still like use the announcement channel and everything, but we're just goofing around while they had downtime. Someone started with just posting GIFs, and I guess I think I posted like 2 or 3 or 4 or something, and they thought that is enough of a volume to validate me being given the second highest penalty in this category, because they gave warnings, final warnings, and just bans straight up. And yeah, that's what I got handed. Although I think I'm out of the probation time even for that, because I think that's been 6 months, and this was for the Monza 24 hours. And I think 6 months aren't up there for that yet, because that was on the 1st of August, I think that race ran. So we'll have another month or 2. But I've not run a single RCI race since then. Yeah, they're still working on the post-race reports, okay. So I guess that's just gonna be sorted out then. I mean, I'm probably expecting as well a penalty or 2 to come my way. Honestly, I've cost at least 1 per collision in that race. Not too many. 1 or 2 collision people I think I took out accidentally. It happens. Like, you make mistakes. Things happen, right? Even when you try, things just happen occasionally. It's unfortunate. But yeah, I think 2, because I took the one guy I was trying to lap out, and I had the other collision where someone got tangled up with me as well. It happens. I know definitely the first one got reported, but it was relatively early on in the race, so I don't think they really need to post-race process, but I think the problem was there that they didn't file the report correctly. So maybe that just won't actually be processed, but whatever. I'm just regarding that as 2 incoming penalties. I should probably still remain on the lead lap, depending on how high they value their post-race penalties. And not on the lead lap, I should probably still keep my P7, even though I don't have a lap on the next car. Right. Okay then, I think we're ready to wind this up here. I mean, considering how terrible this race is, I'm at least not feeling terrible, which is an improvement. I think I felt definitely way worse after the race in Laguna Seca. This one, I feel actually kind of good. You know, that's all that matters, to actually have fun. Right? Because well, actually, if my hand is trying to track properly, because it's like a meter offset right now from where it's supposed to be. My left hand. That is hilarious. Hello, could you kindly... Hello, overlay. Would you also kindly work? Or did my OVR toolkit decide to pack up and leave as well just now? Yeah, I guess my OVR toolkit decided to pack up. Yeah, it crashed. Great. Awesome. Let's restart that briefly. I mean, I'm gonna do a fix for the hand in a moment. Let me get my hand up. This is so funny to me because my hand is just so Actually, the hand tracking in this software is correct. No, it isn't. It isn't. I'm now resting my hand at the side of my head and it's resting at my chest. This is my two controls together. Like, this hand is completely whack right now. So let me just do the fix, which is I shove the controller in my shirt, I pull it back out, and it works. Because just cutting the tracking and letting it track again fixes that problem. It just, something confuses it occasionally, and it just decides to track completely wrong, and you're just like, okay, let me shove you into my shirt, and you're gonna figure out how to actually track, because you... Probably because it just... if you get an offset somehow into it, it will have that offset forever, because it mainly tracks just the movement. So when you cut where it is and let the controller reappear, it figures itself out again and calibrates it again. So that's a neat thing. Happens occasionally. Right. Okay then. 2D VTuber, well. Yeah, I guess. I mean, the thing is, the thing is, if you're doing VR, I would like... A, because I don't have a 2D model. 3D models are easier to have. And 2, I happen to have an index anyway. I mean, the hand tracking problem is just a problem that I have with index every now and then. It's very rare, but it happens, so I know how to fix it. And because I drive in VR and the software for like using the VR headset to track, it only really exists for VRM, so that's what I use in the end. And I just also cut the controllers when I'm having them next to... And when I'm driving, I don't hold the controls in the hand, I just turn them off next to me so it looks halfway decent. Right. Okay then, I think this is all for this. Yeah, it's an index tracking problem. Or I'm not even sure if it's an index problem or if it's generally just a station track problem. If you can have it with Vive WANs and stuff. I haven't had it with actually the Vive trackers yet. I've never had the issue. But it's a relatively rare issue, so... I mean, as long as your 2D software can take VRM, Virtual Motion Protocol telemetry as an input, you can always just use that tracking to pipe into the other ones, so I guess that works. But yeah, I mean, the advantage is when I'm actually doing... when I do like Half-Life Alyx playing, or something else, RuneScape, although I've only played on stream Half-Life Alyx, I can just use this model and it just works. Right? It just works, and that's the good part, right? I should end it already. Have a nice one. I think the next race... Next thing I think I do... Maybe I do some stream on Friday. I don't know. But I don't have a race, I think, there. I don't think I have anything this weekend or... plans. I didn't notice that I missed actually last week, just before the 24-hour race. Which would have been on the 12th. We've been Silverstone... with the Nazar's guys, and yeah, that one deducted 1,000 points of rating off me because I missed the race. A flat 1,000. That's hilarious to me. Right. Okay then. I will see myself out. Good night. Bye bye.